Hey there, viewers and listeners. We are live, and this is the Seven City Shop Talk Sports Show. I am your host, Big Law, and of course, we may have a few of our host guests come in as well. Um, this is a big game. This is a pregame. We're going to cover a little bit of the Clemson UVA game. Kicks off in about 40 minutes. We're just going to give you a quick once over. Then we may talk a little bit about Tony Bennett as well and what happened, and kind of get your feelings about that, viewers and listeners. But before we get started, we want to thank you for joining us in another episode of our brand of dysfunctional camaraderie. And as of now, this shop is open. And like I said before, I am your host, Big Law, Lawrence Johnson. And as we go through this landscape of University of Virginia sports and being a media person, a supporter, a follower, as all of us typically are, we're kind of going through it at this moment. I can kind of tell based off what the fan base is saying and what was going on in some of the chat rooms. But for me, I'm more in the mind and the feel that you know this is something that we're all going to have to navigate as a team, as a group together, and not try to take it so hard. Of course, it's hard not to talk about Tony Bennett when we have a game in 40 minutes, but let's just keep going with this, with our football experiment we have going on right now. Being a 4-2 team, Coach Elliott has the guys believing, and understanding that, hey, we can be one of these teams that are competing in the ACC, which, we have had issues trying to compete, in the ACC, since he's been here for his tenure. So let's go ahead and just kind of jump into it. So for right now, let's just go ahead. There's AB. AB says she's coming in here in a little bit. So Clemson, who started the year and really based off of last year, seemed like Dabo had lost his fastball, right? We're thinking, okay, Clemson, the time has come. They have lost some of their players. Let's see here. Let me send out a link. If you guys would just give me a second here. I have to. We got some technical. We've been having some technical difficulties this morning. With with what I got going on here. So if you guys just bear with me, I just sent out my link so everyone can try to get on here with me. But let's see. Let's see. Try that one. You guys give me 1 second. So, back to Clemson. But yeah, Clemson being the Clemson being a team that, had always for the past 8 to 6 years, had run the ACC, maybe even 10 years, since Dabo's been there, has absolutely dominated the ACC, has represented the ACC, has won a championship here and there, a couple of them here with or been to a couple of championship games, won one for sure. I want to say they won 2, but definitely won 1. For me, I'm more of a, thinking that, they were going to continue to be, what they were. And then, of course, with the exit of coaches that he's had, with his defensive coordinator leaving, Venable, then you have Tony Elliott leave, you kind of think, all right, maybe he can do the Nick Saban thing, where he's losing coaches, but still continues to play or to have, the program play at a national championship level. Looks like he had a little bit of that, but you can see some of the luster start to come off the Clemson program, and since we've had that, So, with some of the luster that's coming off, I think last year, we thought that Clemson was on the way out or on the way down for sure, because that's kind of what they showed. Dabo had lost more games than he had in like his first, or his last 5 years. than he did, coming up this year. But now, you think about where they are now. They are doing a great job, and I guess reestablishing themselves at 5-1 and leading the ACC. And their longtime rival had always kind of competed with them, with the Florida State, have just plummeted. They're 1-6 right now, or 1-5, and just lost to Duke as well. And they're having a really difficult season. They're like the last man standing when it comes to, the top team in the ACC, still ranked. And I want to say they're ranked in the top 10 currently, and looking to catapult themselves, with the win over a 4-2 Virginia team. Now, let's talk about the Wahoos, where we are. My opinion on this game, I think we definitely need to get healthy, continue to get healthy, even though we're not currently right now. Our top tackler, Antonio Clary, is out. I was hoping to have him back. That was my one of my folks that I felt like, on the team, where in order to beat some of these large or these very successful teams, you have to have, your top players in here. You guys give me a second here. Still working a little bit of technical difficulties here. In order to have your, to beat some of these top teams, you need to have your top players. And when you don't have your top players, this is when it starts to get tough. Also banged up, Mikael Boley, our left tackle, who, in my opinion, is, has the talent. He's only a sophomore to be, by his junior year, senior year to be a top all ACC kind of a talent. But he's playing hurt. Remember, he played and had a tough time against some of those Louisville pass rushers, but he tried to play through the pain, had to wind up being replaced by the end of that game. I'm worried about him. I'm worried about Anthony Calandria, the pressure from a team like this, naturally having a ton of 4- and 5-star athletes on the Clemson roster. How are our offensive linemen going to contest? I think that's where the game is going to be won. Typically, that's where it is, but I think this game is always, especially playing a team like this, is always going to be determined, in the trenches. How is our offensive line? And they are on notice today. If this team, and I don't even know if we can even pull it out and say, hey, a true prediction is saying that UVA is going to win this game. I think, number one, because they're banged up, because they're having, some issues, I think, with some of the play calling could be better as well. This is a game where we have to play a perfect game. Bottom line, this is not a game where we can come in here and play slow like we did last week and get down. In the week before that as well, we let Boston College jump up on us. And this is not one of those games. We have to come out, play the game full speed, no mistakes, no turnovers, okay? No rugby kicks, okay? We're going to have, and I get it, the strategy behind the rugby kick, because, Louisville last year, they're good at blocking kicks, but I feel like we need to do what we do best, and we just need to do it better. Do it better. We can't afford to give a team the ball at the, in the red zone, because of a bad kick. Not saying that, that could possibly happen again, but if something, in that vein happens, we're struggling. We're going to be in trouble, moving forward. My man Rob says he's hopeful that we'll see the team is real today. Yeah, they showed a lot last week, showed a lot of heart, but Clemson is another level. My man Antonio, please no rugby kicks. Yeah, he's following me up on that, on that as well. Yeah, I don't think I just think we got to do what we do, but do it better. And if these guys are in a position to win this game at the end, it'll be a blessing, and I'm looking forward to see how well we can go with this game. Now, a lot of the things that we do well, and I'm talking about, we started to do well, which is run the ball. at the end of the game. Last game, we ran the ball decently. Previous game as well. X-Man, I'm looking for you. Oh no, AB said he's still not one of the. Let me see here. This has to work somehow. Let me see here. Yeah, for some reason I am having a technical issue with this. Yeah, I'm just for some reason having this huge technical issue. With trying to get my host in here, and technology's always great when it works, but it's when it's not working. This is when we have this is when we are upset and we have these issues with it, man. Let me see. Trying to still work on getting a beat in here with this link, but yes. But yeah, so for right now, if we can copy, if we can continue to play our, what we do well, our level of what we can do. Let me see. So let's see if that works for you, my man, Antonio. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for being patient. But yeah, I just sent you another link, AB. Try that link. But yeah, so a lot of the things that I think that we are doing well, which is running the ball, like I said earlier. Also, being able to pass the ball, get the ball out in a timely fashion. Like I said, this game is squarely. This is a measuring game, a yardstick game, however we want to say it, for our offensive line. Clemson's offense is going to do what Clemson's offense does. Our defense has played up and down. Has played well lately. Trying to limit, but we can't keep them on the field like we've done these last couple games. Now, if they can play, the offensive line can play the way that we need them to play, steady. It doesn't have to be a ton of large plays. Okay. Looks like we got AB in the building.
Hello.
There we are. There we are. How you doing? Got her in the building. There's AB. So yeah, we're just talking, just everybody here around, the fireside chat here, talking about the Clemson game, and what we expect and where my opinion is and what I'm expecting this team to do and what we need to do. I'm thinking this needs to be an offensive line centric, focused game. We're not going to do anything. Is this focused totally on the offensive line? What do you think, AB? Tell me, what are you looking for in this game? What do you think this team needs to do to win?
Well, I think the benefit is that, Tony Elliott came from Clemson, so he kind of knows he coached with him for so long. I think he knows his mindset a little bit. So I'm
Sure.
hoping that it'll be a benefit for us today, as I feel like he kind of knows the game plan of what he may be looking at for us. And I'm
Right.
hoping we have some stuff up our sleeve to where, we need to play just basic football. Go back to the basics, do what we need to do, and get the job done. I'm hoping that we utilize our tight ends a little bit more, because I feel like that's such a strong, we've always talked about the running back room and how strong that is, but we fail to
Mm-hmm.
talk about how strong the tight end room is, and their size and their power. I feel like they really can bring a lot
Athletic. It's
to,
athletic too. Very
absolutely.
athletic.
If they can bring a lot to this game, then I think we're going to make it a closer game than what we expect. But again, we just got to play football. We can't get in our heads about it's Clemson, it's Clemson, it's Clemson. We got to go out there like it's any other team and play the game to win, and not play not to lose. There's, two different things. You can play not to
Mm-hmm.
lose, which is what we had done in the two losses that we had. We played to
Mm,
not lose
that's
instead of
true.
playing to
Very
win.
true. Great words. Very,
So
very,
if we can do that
very true.
today, then we might have a better chance against Clemson.
Very true. Good words, AB. Very good analysis on that. Yeah, we definitely played not to lose last game, based off of some of the calls and some of the, you know, even right before halftime when they ran the ball with, 3rd and 7 right at midfield with, some time left, to try to at least get in field goal position. But the one call that they should have, played to, to not get necessarily conservative, but played smarter was the field goal kick, at the 3-yard line. I think they should have, not necessarily played to win on that game, on that play. They should have just kicked the field goal and not went for it 4th and 3, 4th and goal at the 3. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. I think this team is could still be on the verge of something that we've all wanted for a long time, and that is to be at a spot where, halfway through the season, they're right there at bowl contention. Clemson, of course, is a different animal, and now a different animal altogether. So I'm trying to like laser focus the different sections or the different positions, and then the position that I'm really looking at is offensive line. We need them to play out of their mind. The offensive line, if we can run the ball, control the ball, not turn the ball over, short passes. We got 2 guys coming back, right? We got Trell Harris coming back and David Tyree coming back. Or am I wrong with that? Is Trell Harris still out? But with that being said, having a kid like David Tyree there, I think Trell is still out. I think having a kid like David Tyree there, he's going to open some things up, even if he's used as a decoy. We need, what is this? All stops, pull out all the stops for this game. And I'm interested to see it if having this is maybe the one of the times where having Tony Elliott as the coach, could this be one of the ones where we're like, man, like you said, he's actually knows Dabo's cards, where he knows kind of what Dabo's mannerisms and what he's going to do and some of his coaching ideas. I need to see it, man, and I need to see it like immediately, how we're going to be. For some of the, I don't know, for some of the other pieces, on the defensive side, kind of the same old thing. We need our defensive line, but we need our defensive linemen to play very stout up front. Our guys, we can't miss tackles. We cannot miss tackles. I'm looking also from a stellar game from our middle linebacker, Mr. Cam himself. I need Cam to be the man in the middle. These are the kind of games where you get what we call breakout games. I know we're missing Clary, and I say we need our stars, every one of our stars, to play in a game like this. This is a statement game for a young player like Mr. Cam in the middle, our middle linebacker. If Cam can come out here and show, even more how athletic he is, how fast he is, how quick he is, how intuitive he is, playing, playing the middle linebacker position. He's going against a good young quarterback over there who can make a lot of plays. He's going to have to definitely match wits with this quarterback. He's very crafty. He has a lot of talent. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball. Kid is, he's got this team clicking right now. This is going to come down to, Coach Rudd as well. But my middle linebacker, Cam, I need you to step out and do something special, a few things special this game. And we got to keep the game tight. Keep the game tight. And then if we can run the ball, play possession type football, whether it's short passes, whether it's screens, whether it's flare out passes, running the ball, we need to take, the momentum, take the energy out of the crowd down there in Death Valley. But, have our guys even really played? When was the last time we really played Clemson in Death Valley or in an environment like that? Do you remember, AB? Because I don't.
I don't.
I don't.
I'm listening to everything that you're saying too, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to say in the right words.
Mm-hmm.
But they always say defense wins ball games, but
Right.
when you say defense wins ball games, that doesn't mean they actually win the game for you.
Yeah.
We need our defense to say, we need them to keep their energy. This is going to be a game where it's going to be important to not have consistent 3 and outs. We need
Mm-hmm.
to try to keep our defense off of the field as much as possible so that they can maintain their stamina for the entire game. They're going to need
Mm-hmm.
it. So we can't exhaust them from the beginning of the game. That is what they mean when they say defense wins ball games, because they're able to perform and they're able to put you in the position to stop the opponent, not actually score the points for you. So we have to be aggressive on offense to get the first downs, to create the opportunity to give our defense a break so that we can control the game a little bit more on that side. So I agree with Antonio. I think that Clemson's going to be very aggressive. So it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be very important for us to keep those guys strong from the start of the game to the end of the game on the defensive side of the ball.
And shout out to Appleby, my man Appleby. Wahoo himself played for the squad as well. One of our newest, biggest contributors here at Seven City Shop Talk, chiming in as always in the chat, saying big game on complementary football, offense, defense, and special teams. Yes, everybody has to help everybody out for this, and I'm with him. I'm with him. We can't. One of the statements I made our last show, or maybe the show before, I'd said we had won in all different ways, where maybe the offense was sputtering, but the defense picked it up. Where Anthony Calandria was hot, but the defense was playing bad. Special teams was on fire. Our kicker was making all of his kicks. We had a turnover, a huge turnover, fumble recovery or kickoff recovery. When we kicked the ball off, deep special teams played well. Then we had one game where the running game was phenomenal. This is one where we have to bring it all together. This has to be the whole family coming to the table at the same time, eating at the same time. As we would say where I'm from, we're all eating together at the same time, and we're all making plays on the field together, man. This has to be that game, and Tony Elliott going back to Clemson. Um, I wonder how he's going to react. I wonder if he's going to be overly aggressive. I wonder if he's going to be a coach that is going to try to match wits with Dabo, try to outcoach Dabo. Typically, that doesn't fare well when you try to outdo the master, so to speak, like kung fu, that kind of a thing, where the master typically always wins, especially the first couple times you play, until you can learn all the things that the master has taught the pupil. Now, has Tony Bennett learned enough, to overcome, and to beat it,
You got your mind. You got your mind on Tony Bennett today. You just said
Did I say
Tony.
Tony Bennett every time?
You said Tony Bennett just now. I was like, you got him on your brain today.
I'm sorry, y'all. I do, because
I'm so
hey,
sad.
listen, I'm heartbroken like everybody else, man. As much as I love Wahoo Sports, losing that guy, and I know I was talking about Tony Bennett earlier, when I started the show, but just trying to just still process it. It's gonna take a while, man. Even though we got a couple weeks, 3 weeks before the games really start, I'm just yeah, that's right. Tell them, App, we got a lot on our minds right now, man. I just feel like when you lose a legend, it's and a young legend at that. He had so much more in the tank from a success standpoint. Maybe not, inside he felt like, he was done. But you don't think I mean, I'm 49 years old. He's 55. So you're thinking, usually coaches retire. You think how Dean Smith and Roy Williams, they're going out at 67. Jim Boeheim, what was he, close to 80 when he retired? You're thinking, man, we got another 10, 15 years with this guy. When he retires at an age of 55. Even Jay Wright, another incredible coach from Villanova who retired early, in my opinion, based off of how old they were. I'm just, I don't know. I mean, let's just go ahead and segue to it. I mean, we just hope we want Virginia to win. We'll get to a prediction before we close out here in a minute or two. We got about 17 minutes for kickoff. But go ahead and give me your opinion about Tony Bennett, AB. I know we're going to talk about this on Tuesday for sure, because everybody, is still feeling it. Just kind of numb from it. all my viewers and listeners, y'all want to throw something in the chat, go ahead. Give me an idea how you feel, AB, about Tony Bennett announcing his retirement yesterday.
While I'm sad, I can respect him because
Absolutely.
as somebody who loves sports as a whole,
Mm,
hearing what he was saying and why he felt it was his time to go, it's sad that we lose a not just a good coach, but we lost a good man
great
because of the
man.
changing of like college athletics.
Mm,
And I think we talked a little bit about it last year about the NIL. I feel like it's definitely way out of control and it is not managed the way that it needs to, and we knew that this was going to happen. But I think that this is where it kind of brings in the Tony versus Tony. And
mm,
you think Tony Elliott would come in and he has a pillar of a coach right there with him and that represents this university while they're two different two different athletic programs. You would think that Tony Elliott would come in knowing the standard that we hold some of our coaches to.
right.
And I hope that Tony may be able to turn it around and maybe work towards that this year. But again, you don't come across coaches and people like Tony Bennett, who
Right.
is pure to the core, who puts his faith in everything that he does, who coaches with integrity, who is a person of integrity. He doesn't do the shady things. You knew that he was going to be someone that always represented this university with so much class and respect. So to lose him, it's very, very difficult, but at the same time, I can't be mad at him for leaving because I understand why. I don't I'm the person that it's like I really hate when money motivates stuff. And now we have children who don't even understand the concept of money. Um, it is running college athletics, and it's kind of disgusting. I'm all for the name, image, likeness concept to an extent, but it definitely does need to be controlled because sports are not it's not the same. People aren't doing it because simply the love of the game or the love of the university. It's all money motivated. And
Right.
it's sad that this is how Tony's leaving us, but I wish him the best. And we are so thankful for everything that he did for this university and this program. And just honestly happy that he represented us, to be honest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always seems like he did things always in the best manner for the kids, number one. He was, you say we're losing a good man, we're losing a good man who also helped make good men. And these young men that as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if I've ever, heard of a Tony Bennett guy really going out here and totally embarrassing the university. Seems like all of his guys that he picks and he mentors and brings up seem to be pretty good guys and have been good men in society and have contributed. And just the values. He doesn't go for the best 5-star guy. But the thing about it is, if he's not a good fit for the program, you're just not a good fit. And Tony will pass, and get the best kid, the best fit for the program. It's just sad, to lose him. I know, and we're so close to the season, but I understand, and even that he put the program ahead of himself in doing that. He said, if you don't feel it in here, he said it's time to go. He was with his wife, talked it over. Incredible, man. Yeah, a lot of yeah. Peggy says down here in North Carolina, so many fans saying they hate to see him go. Yeah, yeah. We are we're feeling it right now. We're definitely feeling it. But let's hope Coach Sanchez continues the same. It seems like he is the same program that was already been placed, and let's let Tony's legacy continue to go forward, and let's see how we move it from here. Anything else we want to say, AB? We got about 12 minutes before kickoff. If you want to do halftime, I think we can do a halftime as well. We got the time. So anything else you want to say here?
No, I'm all good.
All right, everybody. I can tell you, let's see how this does. Let's hope that.
Predictions.
Oh, let's get the predictions out. That's right. Let's get the predictions, everybody, in the chat. Um, go ahead, AB. I'll let you go ahead and throw your prediction out first.
Mm. Mm. I'm gonna say 38-24 Clemson.
Ooh, that's hard. That's hard. I'm gonna say 31-27 Clemson. I hate to say that too. I know Wood would be proud of us.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Shout out to Wood. Shout out to all my folks, all my brothers, Ed, Wood, Ethan, and my ladies, AB and Amy, my crew. Yeah, but yeah, I know Wood. Shout out to Wood would be proud of us based off of what we just said.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love it if we go out here and beat them, but just the realistic side of things and what Clemson brings to the table.
Right,
I think
right,
that we know that there is a very large chance that we won't win this game today, but we all maintain and hold on to that little bit of hope that we will.
right. That's right. Peggy, 34 to 21 Clemson. So yeah. But let's see how we go. Let's keep our spirits up. Let's see if our guys can keep the game close and make it very interesting coming down to the end. So with that being said, let's go ahead and close the show out. We want to thank you for joining us and hanging out with us. Come back at halftime. I believe we're going to do a halftime here. But as of now, this shop is closed. Thank you, guys.
Bye,
Wahoo,
y'all.
wow. Let's go Wahoos. Go ahead, AB.
I said bye, y'all.
All right, now let's get it and let's see what we can do, man. Let's see. And Tony Bennett is in our hearts right now. So that's why we're all kind of kind of gloomy about just losing, a legend. But life goes on, time goes on, and we're still Wahoos to the end. Thank you guys, and we will see you a little bit later. Bye-bye.